Hey everybody, it's Matt with Everywhere Auto. Today we're going to be replacing the lower control arm on a 2007 Ford F-150. All right, the first thing we're going to do, go ahead and jack it up. This front cross member is a pretty safe place. And then I like to set my jack stand underneath the frame rail right there. Now I'm going to take a screwdriver. Pop that off. These are 21. Got my Milwaukee Milwaukee half-inch impact. Link in the description down below. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove our cotter pin. I'm gonna be using my my gear wrench slip joint pliers. Just take my little hammer and tap on it, but that didn't really work. So now what I'll do, since it didn't want to come out nicely, I'll take my little screwdriver right here and I'm just gonna tap it in. Okay, well, since this thing is being a pain in the ass, I'm gonna go ahead and clamp onto it with some vice grips. Now, if I did it right, should be able to, nope. So now third tool, or fourth tool, I don't know how many. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try a pair of side cutters. Go ahead and snip that. Okay, that's fine. We'll just cut it in pieces. Now we went ahead and got it out there. It's a 22 mil. Go ahead and loosen this up. And I have my electric ratchet right here. Oh, might want to loosen it. Now we're going to go ahead and remove our tie rod from our knuckle. I'm going to use my impact on this one. It's a 21 millimeter. Now, we have an unfortunate event where the nut and the stud are spinning together. So, we'll see, what is this, an 8 millimeter? No, it's a 10 millimeter. Now I'm coming in with my ratchet wrench. Set my ratchet wrench on here. It's a flex head, so you see how it kind of just sets itself in there. And then we're gonna use our 10 mil on top to go ahead and spin the stud. Almost. And then I'm even gonna catch it. It wouldn't always come off so nice like this, but it sure did today, so that's good. Let's see, is it finger tight? It's finger tight, that's what we like. And then let's just tap that free. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and remove my sway bar link. You see I've got a crescent wrench on wrench flats that they have built into the sway bar link. Boom, no big deal. Okay, so what I ended up doing so far, I've got my electric ratchet and my crescent wrench, and I'm putting the crescent wrench on the nut down here. It's an 18 millimeter. Then I'm gonna take my electric ratchet and slip it. It's an 8 over the stud. I'll slip the ratchet over the stud. Gosh. Oh, it's loose now. Just hand loose. Okay, cool. Now let's go ahead and loosen our vice grips back up. Okay, so it's kind of stuck in there now, but you'll see when it's time to come out, it'll be loose. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove the lower mounting bolt for our shock. It's a 30 millimeter nut right here. I'm gonna use my impact. So now the nut is spinning free, so we're going to take our crescent wrench, put it on the other side, and continue. Now that's out. Take my little hammer. Comes out easy enough. Oh, look, our thing's in the way. Our, what's it called? The tie rod end is in the way. So I have it just hanging here, so I'm gonna go ahead and move it. And now there goes our bolt. Now I've got my impact on this side with a 21. And then this is a 27 mil on this side. I've got my crescent wrench on here. And then I've also got a little swivel deal right here. Now I've got that nut all the way off, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave this bolt in right now, just for now. And then over on the other side, same deal. Got my crescent wrench on one side, and then my impact on the other. So right now we have everything loose, except we don't have our lower ball joint separated from our knuckle. So it's really important not to go taking everything all the way off. Like you'll see right here, I loosened my nuts and bolts for my control arms at the frame rails, but I didn't take them all the way out because I don't want stuff to flop. Because if this side flops down, and then you're not able to have a solid purchase to start hitting on this, then this is just going to flop around, and it's going to be very difficult to separate your control arm and your ball joint from your steering knuckle. All right, so my first attempt is going to be, I'm just going to tap on this stud down here. my little screwdriver, wedge her up in there, tap on her. Make sure my body's out of the way. Just gonna make sure my sway bar link is installed up into the sway bar before I get going crazy with this. You're not gonna have a fun time. Okay, now that's up. So now I'm gonna tap it back up. Okay, so now you can see we kind of have our bolt holes lined up with our little shackles right here. What I'm gonna do next is I have to pull the whole thing out towards me. So I have this adjustable claw pry bar. We're just gonna try and use this to adjust the control arm out far enough to get the bolt on it. Okay, That's kind of there, I think. Let's try and slot a bolt up in there. Okay, that's not bad. I'll take my little hammer, tap it through. It's not quite there. I'll come around this side just to see where I'm missing. And then I'm just gonna adjust my crowbar a little bit. I really like how this is adjustable. Except I'm fucking wrong, so I'm gonna put it back. Okay, now that's kind of lined up a little bit better with the pry bar. So I'm gonna tap it up. I think that's enough. No, not quite. Tap it a little more. Not quite. We are almost there. A little more. Ah, there we go. So that's one bolt in. I'm gonna just take my little nut, just thread it on there for funsies. Now we're over here on the other side. I'm gonna stick my pry bar up in there. Oh, I think this side might be not too big. Okay, I'm just grabbing it by hand, pulling it back, slotting it in. Okay, look at that. It's through already. Now, take my little nut right there and slot it on. Now we're reinstalling the bolt on the right. Now we're reinstalling the left bolt. Now I'm going to go ahead and install the nut on my lower ball joint. Now I forgot to press record, but I installed the lower bolt right here on my sway bar link, and the easiest way to get it to work was with my power ratchet and my crescent wrench. I stuck my wrench up in there and then zipped it right on. Now we're going to go ahead and install the lower bolt on our shock. See if I can just, oh, that was perfect. Just tap it right in. Couldn't ask for an easier situation. And then I'll push that in, slot my bolt in, tap with a little hammer. Take my little nut right here, tighten her on. Take my crescent wrench, I'll slot it over this nut over here. Take my 27. Nice. Now we're gonna go ahead and install our tie rod end. It's a 21 mil on this one. And of course it's not gonna move, so we're gonna go ahead and grab our 21 mil wrench. And our electric ratchet with a 10 mil on it. And then we're gonna throw it on the ground. Okay, so just for fun, we're actually gonna grab the impact and put a 10 mil on that, because we don't give a damn. There it is, guys. It's not too complicated, but it is kind of difficult sometimes. Especially, don't forget to install that ball joint stud first if your aftermarket part is too long. So that's the big thing. Don't forget to put the ball joint stud in first. If you want to know what tools I'm using in this video, you can check the description down below. Go ahead and comment if you have any questions, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. Keep an eye up the hill, guys.